Unfortunately for creators, internet trolls exist. It appears that these little silent keyboard ninjas feel really confident to say whatever they want when they're hiding behind their screen. Always makes you think, would they say that in real life, right? Today's video, I want to talk about trolls and what you as a creator can do to deal with them. Sadly, I know that you guys have to deal with this a lot. My community of creators, we are actually around 100,000 creators right now collectively in our community. And I know that this affects you guys because I see it. I see the creators in my programs and in my coachings and all of that be like, this really sucks. So what I wanted to do in this video is actually give you advice what to do when that troll comes and strikes. Because here's the thing, you can't reason with these people. They're not here to have a constructive dialogue or conversation. They're presenting arguments that are just not logical. Oftentimes, we don't even know if they're real people, if they're bots. There's so much that I could say in terms of mindset, but I want this video to be a little bit more action focused in terms of like, what do you do? Something happens, what do you do? So obviously the first thing is, and this is just a rule of thumb in a lot of PR instances, people will say, don't feed the trolls, right? Starve them out. Don't give any oxygen to the fire. And oftentimes it's because by responding or by engaging, you could be making it worse, right? So this is obviously a strategy. Some people will literally just not respond, not care, and let it move on. Because by not going in and debating and creating this whole drama, what can the troll do? They have nothing to fight at because there's no response there. So that's obviously a strategy that a lot of people, even in crisis communications, before they jump in and decide what are we going to do, some people just wait and see. They take the wait and see approach and they don't necessarily respond at all. The second tip is asking for any sort of evidence to support their claims. Okay, so you could be posting something as a creator and someone has blah, 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 but they don't have any sources. They don't have any, any evidence, so to speak. So a great strategy is to stay calm, always polite and professional, and ask them if they could provide any sort of sources of where they're getting their information from. It's just politely asking for evidence. And oftentimes they won't have it because they're speaking out of their you-know-what anyways. So I think this is a really nice strategy to stay professional, but still ask them where did you learn that? Or where did you get that information from? Now, another strategy, even though the troll may trigger you and say something that really makes your blood boil and you are just really want to come back at them, another strategy is just kill them with kindness. So sorry to hear that this affected you so much. Have a beautiful day. We'll take into mind for the next time I do that. Thanks so much. I've literally seen creators and influencers respond this way. And again, that it leaves the troll pushed against the wall. They don't really have anywhere to go because you're not getting into it with them. You're just killing them with kindness. Another example, instead of the kindness route, is the humor route. Now, I love seeing Wendy's, their Twitter, they do a really good job of just kind of dealing with trolls, but I think this response is really funny. I want to share it on screen. So Wendy's did a post and then this person was like, can you shut the up? And Wendy said, listen, pal, you follow us. There's a pretty simple solution for that. And I just think that was just so kind of funny. It's using humor, but it's also just being you follow us, feel free to unfollow, feel free, right? But saying it in this funny way, non-aggressive, non-debative, I don't know. I just think that there's an interesting angle. And again, it's based on your personality. Maybe that doesn't fit for you, but for some of you it may. Now, of course, if a troll is getting out of hand, crazy, all the things, block it, report it, do what you got to do so that you don't see it. Blocking people is totally fine. It's a good thing. In fact, if someone is just really keeps coming back, this is your little safe space on the internet. This is your little, zone. Feel free to block them or report them for being offensive, especially if it is, any sort of hate rhetoric or anything that is hurtful. You can report these accounts. Chances are other people are reporting them too. And I've heard people say, well, what if you block them? Won't they come from another account? It's really one of those situations that are always case by case. It depends. Do people really are they going to really create a new account to come after you? Then you must be really popular and they must really love everything that you do, So maybe that's a little bit of the headspace that you need to be in. And I always just think about these massive celebrities and these massive public figures, that put themselves out there. I'm how do they deal with this hate and the drama. And by no means is it acceptable. And by no means will you hear me say like, oh, it's just part of the job. I just feel that like at the end of the day, that's just like a personality thing or a human decency thing. Like, you know, I'm not going to say that people should be subjected to this type of rhetoric and abuse. But, you know, when you are putting yourself out there, people do have things to say. And I just say, ignore them. Another strategy that's great is to don't respond right away. Like literally pause, give yourself an hour, even end of day to write back. You will see that your response, if you were to write right away versus if you waited till the end of the day, would be very, very different. So that is a big one, guys. You can write back. You don't have to ignore it, but write back later, not in that very second, because you may also be super hyped up and, you know, you may regret what you say, right? Everything that you write is also like public as well. Your audience will see what you respond. So always just take a second to respond. Just like in general, remember, again, these are not people whose opinions you trust. These are not people that you know, you don't value them. They don't validate you. They're literally not even probably worth your energy or your time. And I always think about that. Like, who is the one hating? Are these like professionals and people that I admire? Or are these just like, again, random internet trolls? And 9 times out of 10, they're going to be these random internet trolls, people that don't really move the needle for you. So it's a sad thing that you guys have to deal with that we all kind of have to deal with that. And you can kind of use any of these strategies depending on your vibe as a creator. I personally like how we deal with anything like that. It's been ignore, kill them with kindness. Those are some good ones that we use. Obviously pausing, reflecting on our statements, because what we say will be public. Who knows? Someone print screens it and posts it online and says, look at Nina from Sidewalker Daily, how she just told off this person. We have to be strategic. Remember, content creators, this is your business, being online, and you don't want to say anything that will ever hurt you and have someone bring you down, right? Like, especially a troll. So I hope these tips are helpful, guys, to help you navigate those trolly waters. Let me know what you think, and let me know if you've done anything yourself, anything I haven't mentioned in this video that's helpful, because then other creators can read those comments and we can all kind of help each other. All right, guys, I will see you in the next video.